1 Sith, 2 Sith, 3 Sith, 4. It's time for Sig to build and restore. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Lego-tastic episode of Empire Radio. I'm Jeremiah.
I'm Drew.
And we are back with Star Wars Lego Rebuild the Galaxy Part 2.
Is it just part 2?
Yeah, I don't think they didn't have names last time. And yep. So, no titles, which is kind of lame.
Pretty lame.
I guess wasn't in the budget to write some names for some things. But we're back, and you just did a watch party with Miles. How'd that go?
It was fun. He did pretty good. He
Better
was
than last time?
Okay, so he was more antsy this time because he had a lot of energy. Because I did it as soon as I got home today. Because he left with mommy to go hang out with Steph's cousins are in town, so they went to go. That's why we didn't do it last night. So we were supposed to do it last night, but then her cousins showed up randomly from Florida, so we hung out with them last night, and then they're hanging out tonight. So then I was like, well, we have to do this watch party, and he's like, I was like, do you want to go with mommy and not do the watch party? And he was like, no, podcast. And so we did it, and he was telling everyone about his podcast all week. That he's on YouTube, and he kept like showing people. It was funny. So yeah, no. So yeah, he was more antsy. Like it took me a little bit to get him to not want to bring his Star Wars bobbleheads, Funko Pops on because he wanted to show everyone. I'm like, no, this is not what this is. This isn't show and tell, buddy. So, but it was fine. Yeah, he did good.
Yep. So if you're listening, go check us out on YouTube and watch Drew and his son Miles react to this episode. It's a watch party, so you gotta line up the
time
Disney Plus with
stuff.
his video, but it'd be fun to go see Miles react. So, but we might as well jump into our overall thoughts of this episode. Drew, what were your overall thoughts of this episode?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was fun. Kind of wish spoilers, but Dark Jar Jar was like more in it, like more of like a factor than just like a lot of different Siths. Essentially, it seems like they're kind of going in the route where like there's a lot of like Jedi, and then the Sith. Now there's like a lot of Siths. Like there's multiple characters. Like the blue character from like the other kid show, Nub. He's one of the Siths. So it's kind of funny. Miles did not like that. He was sad. He's like, oh, no. Yeah, he was kind of bummed out. But no, it was really fun. I thought it was really fun, fast paced. And I kind of like the story and like the concept of what they're doing with it. So I enjoyed it.
Fun. Yeah, I really liked this episode a lot better than last week. There's more story and interesting like action that's actually like storytelling rather than just action. Mm-hmm. And so I thought the whole concept of force builders was really cool and a lot of fun. And seeing them both, Jedi Bob and Sig, do it was really fun. And
yeah, it was cool.
I'm like, I wish this was like a thing that they could do like in real Star Wars like universe.
Bob the Builder.
But like it wasn't really can't really do that, but it's unfortunate.
But also like at the mall with like Lando's outfits.
Yeah, like I was like hoping
so
they were
confused by that,
but more from that, but like I don't know if we're gonna get more next episodes or anything, but like it was kind of a
I like that Tatooine was water, like it was it like it was supposed to, like originally was. So that was kind of cool that they went like showed what Tatooine was gonna look like with water instead of a giant sand planet. So that was cool. Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun. it's kind of refreshing to watch this stuff and like know that it's not canon, so it doesn't matter, and you're kind of just like watching these characters do things that you never thought they would do before, you know. So it's just kind of fun, and like I like the part in the cantina where those two guys walked up and it's like, I like you too," instead of like he doesn't like you and I
Right.
don't like you either. It was like the opposite. And I thought that was funny because he was like, okay, this is weird. Like I thought that was funny. So yeah, there's a lot of little secret gems I feel like too that I probably missed because I was like making sure Miles wasn't hitting the mic and stuff. But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, we might as well just jump in to the scene by scene. So we're at Darth Dev's castle, which I don't know if it's supposed to be Mustafar or not.
I don't think so.
Is it the same planet that they were on?
Yeah.
The Finessa or whatever it is it supposed to be the
Hmm.
same planet? I don't know. But Darth Dev is torturing Sig and Yessi to get information, and they don't really have any information to give. And Darth Dev is like, "All right, I've had enough. I'm bringing in my apprentice." And I thought it was
Jar
gonna be
Jar.
Darth Jar Jar. Okay, that's what was in the trailer. Like, there's the rule of two. Not remembering that it's a different. Everything's different,
Yeah.
and it's Darth Ray.
Yeah.
And
They finally used that character as a thing,
yep. And
which
I
I
like
thought was
how
funny.
later on she has like the same lightsaber she had in
Hmm.
as Sith Ray and the Rise of Skywalker like vision thing. So that was cool. And there's this fly that is really loud and like attacking me right now. It's like going back and forth. I can hear it through my microphone. So hopefully that thing goes away. But I have these bright lights right now. That's
Yeah.
probably attracted to. So,
Yeah.
um, but yes, Darth Ray, and she's kind of like threatening the two characters, and then Darth Dev as Force Lightning apparently, and he's about to
Yeah,
shock
that
them
was
and
cool.
torture, and a wall just starts to build up in the middle between them, and Darth Bob, or not Darth Bob, Jedi Bob comes
Darth Bob.
comes to the rescue. It's like, what is his like name supposed to be? Barbardio, or what is it? Like he has like a long name. It's like supposed to be,
Yeah.
but then he's like, "Stop calling me Bob," or something like that. So, so the whole issue is Darth Dev wants the cornerstone that was removed from the temple that messed everything up. But like,
Hmm.
did he know that? Like, how does he know about the cornerstone? Did he say that last episode? Was that discussed at all last episode?
No, I think how he knows he was searching for it. So then when he was originally like just captured them because they were rebels, because then he knew that that girl was a rebel, and then when it came down to it, when it was like last minute, then he showed him it, and then that's where he's like,
Did he show him it at the beginning?
yeah, in this episode, yeah,
At the beginning, he showed Darth Dev the crystal.
and that's when he decided to force lightning.
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. It's like last episode. Everything has happened so fast. Like you
It's
can't.
pretty fast paced.
You look away for a second, you've missed something. So,
Hmm.
Jai Bob he builds the wall, and he's basically like, "We just gotta run." And Sig is like, "Well, use your lightsaber, fine." Well, like lightsaber things is not my thing, so we gotta go. And Yessie and Bob they're fast, but Sig is slow running in the back, so he's like last place. And so they're running outside through the town, trying to get to the spaceport, and they blow up Yessie's ship. And she's like, what did she say? Something like, I stole that ship fair and square, and they're just gonna destroy it. Like, okay, whatever. So then they're like, what do we do? And Bob is like, we can take my ship. And they're like, where's your ship? Right here. And he just starts force building a ship out of all the spare parts in the area. And they jump on and they're like, all right, let's get out of here. And did you like the ship chase scene? I thought that was cool.
Yeah, it was sweet.
Like
I
it
liked
looked,
how they kept changing the ship because they kept building on it and stuff like that.
but like I
I
like
thought
how
that
they
was
did
pretty
like
sweet.
wide shots. Like
Yeah.
I just hate everything's like in all movies and shows. It's always like close ups,
Hmm.
and you don't really get to see a lot of like the
The
twists and turns
moving. Yeah.
and stuff. So it's like I like how they did the wide shots where they're like far away and you could see it like moving around and
Hmm.
stuff. So that's cool they did that. And each time the ship was in trouble, Jedi Bob was able to use his powers of force building to upgrade the ship whenever they
Hmm.
needed it. So first one, he added like the pod racer engines to make it go faster. Then as it was about to crash, turned it into an ATST so it could walk. And then
Yeah, that was so cool.
when they went off the edge, he added quad jumper engines so they could fly away. And I was like, this is kind of cool. I wish this was like a thing in real Star Wars, but nope, they don't have Legos,
Nope.
unfortunately. But still fun either way. So they finally get to space and they escape. They get to hyperspace and get out of there. But then we get a little background information about like what the whole temple thing was, the cornerstone, and so there was a sect of Jedi called Force Builders. They'd build things, but then of course there's the opposite. There's Sith destroyers, and they just
Destroy things.
destroy things. And so they seem to imply that the galaxy was at war, type of thing, with the Sith, and like the whole galaxy was at a brink of collapse. And so they built the cornerstone and the temple, and as long as that was intact, the whole galaxy could stay together and not be torn apart. And so that's the kind of like the lore behind it all. And so because Sig is able to build things, he's one of those rare people that has the ability to build things, and he upgrades his gonk droid. What's his name? Servo. He like could put like jetpacks on him, could have put weapons on him, but he just gave him a voice box. So
Yeah. Who's his voice actor?
I don't know, but it's an Australian accent, which is
It's kind of fun.
kind of. I can look up to see who the actor is, but I don't know. I felt like he was kind of annoying. Like
Really, I liked him. I thought it was funny.
I don't know. He was
It's
meant
like
to be
all
annoying.
droids. All droids are annoying. Like R2 and C3PO. Like you see him later on, and they literally already talk about how he's annoying. Essentially,
So the voice of Servo is Michael Cusack. Does that know anything about that? I
no,
don't know what
sounds
he's in.
familiar. Kind of. Probably
Um,
just a voice actor.
he's just a voice actor for a lot of things. Looks like he was. I
The
don't know.
chat said Cyril needs to be canon. I loved him.
Oh, boo! But it's
I liked him. I enjoyed him. I thought it
that's
was
an
fun.
extra point for Gonks because Gonks for the
Oh,
win.
sure.
So I
Yeah.
guess I'll take what I can.
Take it while you can take it, kind of
Yep.
thing.
But we learn that because Sig removed the cornerstone, he's the one that has to rebuild the temple. So Jedi Bob, he can only train Sig the best he can, but
Yep.
Sig is the one who has to rebuild the temple. And he said that when the cornerstone temple is destroyed, another one is reborn somewhere in the galaxy somehow. I don't know how that
They
works.
have to like find it
So they got to
essentially.
find this other temple and rebuild it or build it up to completion or something with the cornerstone to restore the galaxy to what it was. And Yessie's kind of like, because like in this galaxy, Yessie, her father has died, but in the
Mhm.
old original one, he's still alive. So she's kind of like, well, maybe the best way I can save people is to help restore the galaxy, but they just won't know it. So she's on board. Everyone's on board, and they go to Ray, Darth Ray. She's hollow calling Darth Dev and saying she can't find Sig anywhere, no traces, blah blah blah. And so then they decide to put out to all the bounty hunters, all the best bounty hunters in the galaxy, to look for Sig. And we get like a little mysterious thing where Jesse, she like tries to like radio into the resistance or the rebels, and someone intercepts the transmission. We just see like a hand on the steering wheel of whatever ship, so we don't know who that is at this point, I guess, in this point in the story.
Mhm.
But yeah, so we get a little hint. We got a couple different hints, but like Jedi Bob has some sort of crazy backstory that he's not hasn't told us yet. He's a say like, "Oh, it's a story for another time," and then like later on, he mentions like something is mentioned about how he did something in the past or something like that. So I wonder if we're gonna get that. I don't know, because he's like the last Jedi seemingly. Because
Mhm.
we don't know, did he do something bad? Like all the other Jedi at the temple were killed or something. I don't know, but we'll have to find out. But while all this is happening, we have an attack. They're attacked by a group of pirate type bounty hunters or something, and we find out they are Ewok bounty hunters.
Yeah, that was so funny. And I was like, I forgot that I was in the trailer, because then he was like, "Yeah, let's get the bounty hunters on them." And I was like, I forgot. I was like, who are we gonna see? Like, who's an opposite of a bounty hunter right now? Like, that's what my mind. Like, we're not gonna see Boba Fett. Like, who are we gonna see instead? And then all of a sudden, the Ewoks show up, and they just start killing all these Ewoks. And I'm like, this is so dark, like sad. And Miles is like, what's wrong? I was like, oh, nothing. You don't understand that this is kind of dark, actually. So, but yeah, it was funny.
They had
I
cool
thought it
ship
was cool.
designs because
Yeah, they're sweet.
they're like had like primitive things to it, like but
Like
like it
they
was,
had like extra flaps that were like just normal tarps or whatever.
yeah, and then they were the one who was like, I think it was the last one who was like the leader or whatever that got shut down. Like he was able to like reconfigure his ship to like do different things, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
To have a ship that can change
That
on
would be a
command.
cool Lego set to have that ship. I think
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
yeah, like a transformer ship where you could like put together and it
Change
would,
it different ways, like 3 or 4 different versions of the one ship.
yeah. So that'd be cool. And so as they're fighting off the Ewoks, a gold ship arrives, and it's sorry, a Naboo ship.
A
Uh,
Nubu.
I was gonna say Nubian, but that's technically
Nubian.
Nubian is different than Naboo,
Mhm.
apparently. And so, like Naboo ship, like who would this be? And it's Dark
Yeah.
C3PO. So red-eyed C3PO that we see from like
Episode
episode 9.
9. Yeah.
So, which is weird because he wasn't like evil in that scene. He was just rebooting, so he could read the Sith text. But like here, he's evil, and
And they
he
told him their odds
it was like 4 billion something to 1 or whatever, and like
that
of a
he's
chance to
gonna kill
escape.
them.
But then they escape like super easy. Like
Yeah.
like what do you mean? Like
I just think it's funny because then all of a sudden he's like, he's telling us his odds right now. And then they just get out anyways.
which is yeah, it's kind of lame.
Well, because Bob just changes the ship again, right?
Uh,
I don't remember how
no,
they escaped.
no, they are trying to escape, but like they don't have enough power. But Servo, the Gonk droid, is like, I got extra power, and so he hooks up, and it's enough power for them to make a jump, but without like any coordinates. So they just kind of like jump in and randomly got somewhere. So
Oh yeah, and then he built the ship into a boat.
well,
To
Sig was
land.
able to.
Sig did
Sig
that.
did that. So because they were going to crash into the ocean, and Sig was able to make it into a boat, which it still crashed going 100,000 miles an hour into the water just
Well, and
because it's different
also
shape.
wouldn't yeah, like a ship would still float too. Like uh,
I don't know. It's a
it's a
kid
kid
show.
show. No.
So they survive, and Bob was like, "Good job doing this under pressure." And he's like, "Well, I could, no problem, but like it was like training in the moment. Like I needed to train you. Like that's a lot of faith in
I know
your."
when he's I'm like, dude, come on, just do it for him. Like, what are you doing? Like, this is a great time to do testing their lives right now. But whatever.
Yep,
Guess that last second he could have done it if he had to.
yep, and we kind of learn a little backstory at this moment about Yessie and why she's at odds with the rebels because apparently when she was doing supply runs, she accidentally had a Imperial tracker put on her ship, and
Brought
she
them to
led.
their secret rebel base.
Yep, and so she doesn't know what happened to them. Are they all dead, or did they able to escape? She doesn't know, but like,
Well, didn't she call C3PO, right?
no,
I thought she did. Like when she did her calling, she messed up and she just called everyone, and that's how they figured out where they were.
no, it was just the bounty hunters tracked
Oh,
them. Yeah, and um, so that's her backstory. Kind of sad. We'll see if there's any. And but she kind of always like when she's on the radio, always references Porkins, which is funny because he dies in episode 4. R.I.P. He's an X-wing pilot. Um, so maybe we'll see him. Who knows? I don't know. They can mend a old wound, I guess. I don't
mm-hmm.
know. But they make it ashore and they arrive at Mos Eisley Marina. So Mos Eisley is a beach town and right on the water. And as they are on the dock, there's pod racing happening over the water.
Yep.
I'm like, this is kind of cool. Kind of reminds me of the show Star Wars Resistance, where they're racing over the water, but not pod racing. It's just starships, race ships. But it's still kind of cool to see this, and that we see 2 ships fighting to get first place, and it is Luke Skywalker versus Max Rebo.
Yeah, Max Rebo is so funny.
And he is. It's funny because his ship is still like his music.
It's like a piano circuit
Thing with like a speaker on it or whatever.
Yeah.
But
well, Luke's is Anakin's pod.
Right. And so Luke is losing, but he's able to use the Force to like break an engine on Max Rebo's thing, and he wins. And
he has his like shirt down, and he's like hairy.
He's like surfer boy, bad boy kind of pod racer guy. I don't know.
Looks ridiculous.
Kind of remind me a little bit of what's his face from Cobra Kai.
Johnny
a little bit. Like if Johnny was a pod racer beach boy, like that'd be kind of
it's a little Johnny in him.
Yep. And so Luke gets on shore, and Sig is like, "We need to talk to you about the race, how you won." And Luke is like, stops. He's like, "What do you mean?" It's like, "We know you used the Force to destroy the other ship so you can win." And he's like, "Nah, you're not here. I know we're somewhere where we can talk." And so where do they go? It's Mos Eisley. They go to the cantina in Mos Eisley. And so I thought they could have made it look different, be different in some way. It was just basically the same thing, but just because same music stuff. But I was hoping they were cool if they changed it to like.
Well, I mean, they only play that one song because that's their best song.
Right. But yep. So they sit down in a booth, and Sig gives a recap of Luke Skywalker's biography. And I like how they made fun of stuff too, because he's like, so my dad was the most evil person in the galaxy, but he was good for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. I thought that was funny. And then when he was like, and then my nephew betrays me and then ruins the galaxy, and I go in isolation for couple years by
because I'm
myself
sad. He's like,
because
because
I'm
I'm
just
sad.
sad. He's like, I kind of like this version way better.
Yeah, he's like, why would I want to help you guys? My life is way better here. Blah blah blah.
He has a good point too. Oh, and then he said he's like, and I use the force so strongly that I kill myself, that I die.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm alive now. Like, why
Yeah,
would I
like
need
why
to?
would I do any of this? And to his point,
He's not
kind
wrong.
of, he's not wrong. It kind of makes sense.
Yep. So Luke is of no help. I feel like we could get more of him.
I think we will.
He'll jump in and save the day somehow. Um, but as they're talking, Sig looks over and sees Yessie talking to Darth Maul.
Hmm.
And but he's wearing Lando's attire, like his yellow
Yeah,
one with
his
the
yellow
flap or
outfit
whatever.
from Solo.
And he's like, "My name is Maul. Sounds like Paul." And like, okay, this guy's but Sam Witwer, so it's still like the most menacing
Yeah,
like
but
voice, but he's just like a seemingly nice guy sounding guy.
yeah, well, because he was like, "Don't talk to him. He's evil."
Yep.
And they're like, "What?
And
I was just talking to him." But I don't understand what they did with like, what was he
yeah,
doing that they're like, "Oh, okay, never mind. Let's leave him alone."
I don't know. I was just kind of they
I
just
was
threw him in there for
confused.
fun. Like they could have made him like, why did they choose to cross him over with Lando? Like,
Like he should have like was pickpocketing people or
no, like,
something.
they should have made him like a really nice guy. Like he's just like a server, like at the cantina, like trying to get money to like provide for his family or something. They could have just done it like that, like completely opposite.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
like, yeah, be like, yeah, my brother Savage is sick, so I gotta work overtime to like pay for his health care or something like that. I don't know. Like they could have made him more like a good guy, but he leaves, and then like a minute later, they see him with like a radio, and he calls in, and so they run outside, and Darth Ray and the Akbar clones are there. They surround him, and then she's like, "We got your corner. There's nowhere to run." Jedi Bob comes out, and Jedi Bob and Darth Ray duel, and Darth Bob sucks. He knows how to build. He doesn't know how to duel, so he's getting kind of wrecked a little bit. And as they're fighting, and then they're kind of like talking, and she's like, you can't stop me. He's like, well, I don't need to. I was just stalling. And while they're talking, you see like bricks and stuff moving around, and Sig builds a box to put Darth Ray in, which is like the box that the
Hmm.
Mandalorians had, where they would capture Jedi and put them in these boxes so they couldn't do anything. And so it's cool. Awesome. They got it all figured out. Chapter done. Next episode. Nope. Not that easy. Then we see the Millennium Falcon arrive. But it's not the same Millennium Falcon. It's a black series, basically it's all black. And it looked
Hmm.
pretty cool.
It's sweet.
Like I know Ray has the Millennium Falcon, and after the episode 9, so maybe she could do a cool paint job to make it black. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be sweet if they
But
bring it back for the Ray movie or something.
if that movie ever
But
happens,
I also feel like some people might actually be mad about that.
painting it black,
Yeah,
I think that would be the least thing they got to worry about.
yeah, that's true.
Because the rumors are that the movie is on hold right now.
Oh, really? Who would have thought about that?
But that's just rumors, and like we don't know exactly. But that's
Hmm.
the last week that's been going around that the movie is on hold and they're rewriting and stuff. But like, of course, it's like before they're even in production. Of course, they're going to be rewriting and trying to figure out what story they want. Like, it's not
Well,
going to be
I
an
also
easy.
feel like it's something that like no one asked for. Like, there's more different Star Wars content that people want.
Yeah, but they also want to capitalize on the generation that was introduced to Star Wars via the sequel trilogy, and because those characters are what people know as Star Wars.
You know what's crazy to think about is that like
It's
Force
almost
Awakens was like almost 10 years ago.
9 years ago this fall, so
Yeah, that's crazy,
so
dude.
we're due for some movies.
That's crazy. Think about.
Well, if you think about it, from episode 3 to episode 7 was 10 years. So next year will be 10 years. So now we're not going to get a movie next year, but
No.
it makes sense that they would have 10 plus years
No,
between.
it's just like crazy to think about.
Yeah. But when the Ray movie happens, we'll be here to cover that. But that's not today. We're here with Lego Star Wars. So
Mm-hmm.
the Black Millennium Falcon lands, and a bunch of characters come out. But it's not just, because we see from the trailer it was Darth Jar Jar. That's the big reveal in the trailer. But there's all kinds of Sith on this one. It's not like the rule of two. That
Nope.
rule is no longer a thing. It's as many Sith as you want, basically. And so I wrote them all down. Darth Rose. Then we got Darth.
Rose was in that? I didn't even
She was
realize.
the first one.
I did not even.
Darth Rose Tika, they say. And then
I
Darth
didn't know that
Nubs.
was her. That's so funny.
Yep. Darth Kit Fisto. And Darth, they call him Darth Hammerhead, but he's like, I don't remember your name. Like, who is that supposed to be referring to? Like, was
Is it the
there?
Hammerhand in the cantina?
I don't know.
That's what
Like,
I thought.
because I guess that's who people always refer to as Hammerhead, was the guy in the cantina. But like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, all the other ones were like people we knew or whatever. But yeah, so Darth Hammerhead, and they skip someone. They don't name him because people are just like talking. But there's a Darth Jawa that comes off too that's not named. And then finally, Darth Jar Jar and Duel of the Fates starts playing. That was pretty cool. And then that's when Dev also arrives. And he's like, I got you now, blah, blah, blah. We got you, brother. Call us Sig brother. And it's like, oh, great. You call me brother. This is progress. I thought that was kind of funny. Like,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But, and Darth Dev, he frees Ray from the box, and he kind of tells his plan of like how I'm going to use the cornerstone. I'm going to rebuild the galaxy how I want it, blah, 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 which makes sense why he wants to do that. But that's basically how it ends, is like, this is my plan. You can't stop me. And that's it.
We should have mentioned this before, but if you guys don't know, we have not watched all the show yet.
Yes.
So we've only watched up to episode 2. So when we're saying stuff like, hopefully we get this character more, it's not that we're like wink, wink, wink. Like, we literally don't know. So
Yeah.
just so you guys are aware.
So I'm guessing, theories now, that next episode Luke is going to come out of the cantina and do something to
Yeah, I
save
think
him.
Luke. I think we're gonna get Maul again because they're not gonna have him do that one liner.
I
Like
don't know.
I saw like people at like the red carpet event, and he was there.
Oh, yeah.
Like a lot of people were there. So, and Bob looks like Bob, like the voice actor of him.
Bobby Moynihan.
It literally looks like him. That was kind of funny.
What do you mean it literally looks like him? He's all Legos look the same. What do you mean?
No, and he also was at the red carpet event. He was wearing a Lego outfit, so he had like Lego hands and a saber, and it was pretty funny looking.
I didn't even know there was a red carpet for it, so that's kind of funny.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think Luke's gonna save the day, but
for sure.
we don't know. There's 2 episodes left, and there's like, I know of other characters that they have planned to come, like, so I don't know how that's gonna play out. But I don't know. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
Yep, I'm excited. Next week we're not covering episode 3.
Correct. We're taking a week off because we're going to do a book review. We're doing Inquisitor Rise of the Red Blade, and I'm almost done listening to it. It's a shorter, probably one of the shortest books that we've covered, but it's still a full-length book, and it's going to be a lot of fun to discuss. Drew hasn't even started it yet, spoiler alert, but he's going to
I'm not worried.
audio booked it on like 1.5 speed to get it done. So get that book or refresh yourself on that book if you've already read it, because it'll be a fun discussion, because I have a lot to say about it. It's an interesting story that kind of adds to the Star Wars story that I think is in a meaningful way, but I'm curious to see what Drew has to say about the book. But yeah. Anything else? So, Drew?
No, that's it.
All right, well, time to transition over to everyone's favorite time of every episode, voicemail time. So let's take a listen, or a transition. It's voicemail time. All right. Well, we have 2 voicemails tonight. First up from Grass Monkey. So let's take a listen to his quick message.
Hey, Empire Radio, it's Grass Monkey. I just had a quick question for y'all. Who is your favorite character in your least favorite show? Thought it was an interesting one. Hope y'all have a good one.
All right. Thank you, Grass Monkey. Now, he didn't specify Star Wars, but I think he was applying Star Wars.
So applying Star Wars.
Because, like, if a show I hate, I probably didn't finish it, so I don't remember any
have a character that I like. Exactly. So let's stick with Star Wars.
So Star Wars. So we have to say least favorite show. The Acolyte. For me, would you agree, or are you putting Boba Fett on that bottom for that one?
No, the Acolyte for sure.
So we just did all the breakdowns this summer. So if you haven't watched those or listened to those, go check those out to get our full thoughts on the shows and why we did not really like them. But there were some standout characters, I felt. And so,
for sure,
my favorite character was Jackie, R.I.P. If you haven't watched it, sorry, spoilers.
My favorite character is Soul.
Soul,
by far.
Yep, strong answer. But yep, Jackie was my favorite. She was just a lot of fun. She was super young and like competent as a Padawan. Super powerful even as
they
Padawan.
They were a good pair too.
Yeah, Soul and Jackie were master and apprentice. So super sad when she died. One of my number 1 deaths in Star Wars. Go check out our top 5 deaths in Star Wars that we had this summer. Go check that out.
Yeah, I like Soul. I thought his also spoilers, he dies too. But I really liked his character developed. I feel like if they would have set on that a little bit better, I feel like the show would have been a lot stronger. Honestly, if they just took the twins out of the whole thing and just had it about him and his made the bad guy
what
his Padawan.
Shadrick said should have been Vernestra hunting down
her Padawan. Yeah, it would have been just way better.
Way better. But Chimera was also a standout character. He was really good.
True.
But yeah.
I don't know. There's parts of that show that I'm like, I really liked, and there's parts that I really, 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 really didn't like. And also, like, will I ever go back to it? Probably not.
I don't know.
I probably won't.
I'll go back to like watch like episode 5.
I'll watch like certain fighting.
That's worth watching episode 5 because it's like some of the best lightsaber stuff we've ever gotten. And then the final episode, there was also really cool lightsaber stuff. And episode 7, like it was in the flashback, like that was kind of so it's just lightsaber stuff is what I want to go back and check out. So, but now unless they somehow continue the story even though it's been canceled, or if they bring it back, then yeah, we'll have to go back and watch it and get refreshers and stuff. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter anymore. So that sucks.
Yeah, because they're not redoing. It's canceled. So
yep. All right. Thank you, Grass Monkey. Well, we got one more voicemail from our friend Garrett and the Coup d'etat verse. And so the plot thickens with this voicemail. So let's take a listen.
Hey, Empire Radio, it's Garrett. While searching the debris of our village for valuables that were left, I found walker tracks, which means it was a ground assault and they were possibly still on the planet. Panther and I followed the tracks to a rather large compound. We climbed the tree to get a better overview of everything. There they were! We could see them getting placed into holding containers. I won't let them go through that again. To make sure this all goes smooth, I'm going to observe the compound overnight to see patrol routes and find the best way in. I'll let you know how it goes. Till then, if you were in Star Wars, what era would you want to be from, and what would you do? I would either want to be a clone in the Clone Wars or a pod racer before the prequels, obviously.
All right. Thank you, Garrett. Well, so last time he found out that his village was attacked, the people were attacked, they're all missing, or they're missing, and he didn't know what happened, but he found out now that they've been attacked and there's walkers, and he found where they're being held, and he's going to break in hopefully next episode.
Yeah, it's getting thick.
Yep.
Plot.
But his question, what era in Star Wars would we like to be a part of, and what would we do as like a career choice? And so he said a clone during the Clone Wars. I don't know about that.
Bro, you're gonna die. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I think I want to be a bounty hunter.
What era?
That's what I'm trying to think. I think a bounty hunter in the Mando era. Like right after episode 6 when it's kind of lawless. All the galaxy is slowly putting itself back together. You could probably make a lot of money during that time.
But honestly, I think probably the best money might have been during like the High Republic when it was like peaceful. So like there's not a lot of like crime, there's not a lot of things going on. So like when there is crime, that someone needs to call on a bounty hunter to get a...
True, but the tech is so much cooler now, though. But also maybe even during the reign of the Empire, because the Empire would hire bounty hunters to do their dirty work. So you actually probably got a lot of money.
Yeah, because the Empire didn't do their own dirty work.
Yeah. They're too busy making a lot more dirty work. I don't know. I feel like right after episode 6, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I think...
Like not a couple years, like right after.
Right. I think the High Republic would be cool just because it's more peaceful. But like, I don't know what I would...
Be a Jedi in the High Republic?
I don't know. Maybe Jedi would be cool, but like what like a career would I do? I don't know.
Work at a meat market. A bantha.
Make a Star Wars bakery.
Nerf herder market.
Not for Sig and his brother, they're good enough.
I love that he built a nerve herder. A nerve.
Huh?
When he like, what do you want to do? And he was like rebuilding. He built a nerve. Because that's what they're called, right? Nerves, because they're nerve herders.
The animals are the nerves.
Yeah, because didn't he build a shape of one?
Oh,
when he was practicing before he fixed a gong.
No, that was just a wall.
No, it was an animal.
What?
Yeah.
It just looked like a wall to me.
No, it was an animal, because I'm pretty sure even in the watch party, Miles says, look, it's a cow.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because he was like reminiscing about what he like misses what he was doing essentially.
Because he did say like think of something you love or whatever. So I guess I don't have to go back and look. But yeah, High Republic. But I'll just kind of do some random job. I'm not really a career person, so like I can't like I want to be a Jedi or a bounty hunter. But yeah, but we're excited to see what the Coup d'etat verse has in store for us. It looked like it could be coming towards the end. I don't know. How long are you going to stretch this out? Because it could go for a long time. But, you know.
When I was getting messy again, there was a little bit that he was like living his best life. So.
Yep.
Could be like a Grogu situation where like, they're done. Let's go sit in the middle of the island, do nothing. And then we're getting a movie. Something bad's about to go down. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Garrett. Thank you, Grass Monkey.
Yeah, but send in those voicemails.
Yep, but we forgot something.
Oh yeah.
We forgot our Wesley Andrews coffee and tea ad. So
Let's
first
go
time
drink some
ever,
coffee.
the ad is after the voicemail. So
Yeah.
if you like a discount on some great coffee, listen to our commercial break here.
Hey everyone, Andrew here. I'm pleased to tell you that the sponsor of today's episode is Wesley Andrews Coffee and Tea. If you don't know anything about Wesley Andrews, you definitely should. They're an award-winning coffee roaster and shop in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they make fantastic coffee. The awesome thing is that whether you live in the Twin Cities or not, you can get their coffee beans delivered straight to your door by ordering them online. They even have a subscription service that ensures you never run out of amazing coffee. If you've been looking for some new coffee to try or a way to elevate your normal coffee routine, now's your chance. Head over to wesleyandrews.cc, use the code Empire Radio, that's with a capital E and a capital R with no space at checkout, to get 15% off your first purchase of any bags of coffee or a coffee subscription. I can't think of a better deal. Get 15% off some great coffee, support a small business, and support your favorite Star Wars podcast. In the words of Emperor Palpatine, do it.
Do it.
Do it. And if you want to get connected to Empire Radio more than you already have been, go in the description below, click the links.co/Empire Radio, links below 2 eyes. Click that landing page for everything Empire Radio. So follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch for live streams. Join the Discord. There's a fan email if you want to email us anything. There's also a link for the voicemail. So send us a voicemail if you've never sent one in. We'd love to hear from you. Also a link for needlesslynerdy.com, which is an entertainment network that we are a part of. So go check that out for more nerdy content. And that is about everything.
Yeah.
Anything else, Drew?
No. Next week is a book.
Yep.
So it'll be a longer episode next week for sure, guaranteed.
And it's just Drew and I. We don't have a Grace or anyone, so
No.
it'll go a little bit quicker than when we have Grace on or Andrew on for book review. But I'm excited for it. And so get that book read, or
just let us tell you all about it.
Let's tell you all about it. It's a pretty simple story, but it's still a lot of good stuff in there. So, but until then, you've been listening to another Lego-tastic episode of Empire. I'm Jeremiah.
I'm Drew.
And may the Force be with you.
Always.